Good morning. Stephen's not up here yet. He's making eggs. So it'll be a second for him to get up here, but for now, I'm here. Renee says, how are you? I'm good. A little tired. It was hard to fall asleep last night for whatever reason. But I'm here and I have coffee. And yogurt. I just cleaned my glasses and I'm trying to like squint to see the TV as the countdown's going. But it's also freezing because it's like 62 outside. And this room is not insulated because it's way too hot in the summer and freezing in the winter, so it's cold up here. You need a kepi. I'm hopeful he'll come up here because I have the blanket. Squid says 62, that's not freezing. That's what it is outside. So we have the house set around 70, and it's not insulated up here, so it's colder than the rest of the house. And I did not dress for upstairs. I dressed for downstairs. $62 is comfortable for us Canadians. Yeah, I mean, it is for me outside, like, being from Wisconsin, but just not inside. I want it to be a little warmer. It's also, like, cloudy outside today. We're getting some rain coming through tomorrow. Seems like it's about 50s and 60s where most people are. Pictures from our weather guy's Twitter were pretty this morning. I didn't see them. He likes to repost some local photographer stuff. Where is Ed? Oh yeah, with the sunrise this morning. Yeah, it's getting to be cool enough where the air temperature is colder than the water temperature, so we get a lot of fog in the morning, and it's really cool to drive in the morning when the sun's coming up here. It gets real thick. I've never seen fog like this. It's 7 Celsius where moist crunchy potato is. That seems cold, because that's probably like what, 40 something? Brandon says, morning fog rocks. Yeah. I love going for walks in it, but it's not safe because we don't have sidewalks.
Coffee!
Sapphire says, I get that fog all the time. Sadly, the one downside of fall here. Yeah. We have so much water that everything gets the fog because of it's all warmer than the air temperature. Like, we have a river close by, but we also have so many ponds because everything is just swampland. Like, I remember trying to drive to school in the mornings and it would just be really, really like soup. Like, it was so thick. And it would take me extra long to get to school because of how crazy the fog was. But we don't really get fall colors, which is the worst part. Like, I'm seeing pictures from like Vermont and Minnesota of like fall colors, and it's like peak weather up there and peak fall colors, and it's just everything like sort of turns slightly red and then dies. It's really not as pretty. And I think that's the thing I miss most about Wisconsin. Is like, we have some colors, but it's really not the same. Mistle Tani Navi says, Vermont fall is wonderful. I feel like I kind of take it for granted. Yeah. I mean, I took it for granted when I lived up there, and now I take the ocean for granted. Because I don't get to go all that often, so I kind of just forget it's there. And I think that happens with a lot of locals. Renee says, I want to get up to Maine while I live on the east side. I love Maine. I mean, I really only have experience with the southeast coast of Maine, but I've loved it the 2 times I've been. Tyler says, I'm not entirely sure what to take for granted in Central Texas. Maybe the cool weather after a hot summer? Iron Girl says 2 seasons in Chicago, winter and construction. That's what we always said in Wisconsin, too. Renee says, I'm happy to live in a place where there's fall. Hawaii was beautiful, but it was one big season. Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's beautiful. I haven't been, but it's just kind of the same all year. I do like the change of seasons. Have you been to Denver? I've been to Denver twice. One time was in my childhood. We went up. I have family in Denver. And we went up and we went to Estes and I forget some of the places. We made kind of a loop up in the mountains and then came back down. And then I went recently. I had a friend get married in Longmount. Hi.
Hi, sorry.
Penguin says, what state do you think is going to be last on our 50-state journey? Alaska or Hawaii?
Alaska.
Alaska?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're looking forward to least because of how cold it is?
You know, I know that Alaska is beautiful.
Yeah.
I've seen, you know, I've seen pictures and stuff of Alaska. I know it's beautiful, but it's also cold. So if you were to ask me, would you rather go to Alaska or Hawaii, and that was the only factor, time of year, cost, nothing else was in it, I would be like, well, I'd probably rather go to Hawaii first. So, you know. As Penguin Frog says, not surprising. Yeah.
If we take a road trip from, like, Arkansas towards, like, Josh, like, we'd hit up a bunch of states we're missing.
Yeah. Some folks are bringing up Alaskan cruises, which is kind of how I feel about it, because I'm like, I can't imagine a scenario where we live in the Southeast and are like, you know what, let's drive to Washington State. You know what, and then let's drive through Canada to go to, like, there's just, it'll never be a part of a drive. And a cruise to Alaska seems, like, interesting.
My cousins did that. It looked cool.
Just in general, the cruise industry at this point is probably in a weird state, so I don't know. Anyway, hi. Before I went to bed last night, right before I fell asleep, and I told Mal this. I was like, I really want soft-boiled eggs. I was like, I don't know if I want them in the morning, but right now I'm craving a soft-boiled egg. And Mal's like, okay, and I fell asleep. And this morning I woke up, still wanted soft-boiled eggs. So I haven't made them in a while, and I underestimated how long they took, so I'm a little late. So I apologize. But now I've got soft-boiled eggs. And I'm going to eat them because they're still warm.
Next, talking about going up to Svalbard. I listened to a podcast about Svalbard, and it sounds really cool. They turned out perfect.
Yep, they did. That's really good. I like soft and hard-boiled eggs, but I don't like them chilled. I like them hot. So some people will make like a bunch of hard-boiled eggs and then put them in the fridge for like snacking on.
You like them to be warm.
I like them to be warm. So if I'm gonna make them, I make them and then just, you know, eat them immediately. So, yeah. Oh,
I'm surprised you shelled them downstairs.
Why?
Takes a while.
I wanted it done. How much salt did you put on them? Some. Salt. You have to have salt and pepper. They are like way, way better than just having them normal. Man, those were good. That's a lot of protein. You can eat them fast. Like, you were up here before me, and I'm already done eating.
Uh-huh.
Haha. Ooh, poaching. Oh, I haven't poached eggs in forever. Poached eggs are really good. Poached eggs are really good. We've done them at home a few times, but most often we get them poached if we get Benedict somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I get Benedicts if there's an interesting Benedict to be had. We've been in places where, like, you know, there's always like the ones that you expect, but then occasionally restaurants will be like, well, we've got this one. I don't know. Now I can't think of a strange example.
Crab cake Benedict.
Yeah, something fancy, like a crab cake Benedict, or a lobster Benedict, or pork belly Benedict. Like something that's not something you wouldn't normally have. Then I'm like, oh, well, hold on now. I want to eat that. Oh, yeah, Thomas is here, right? Oh, if Thomas isn't here, then how will we even roll the beans? He might not be here today. Thomas is a busy man. He's got, like, things to do. He's not here yet.
I mean, I also know that he had a hurricane come through.
Yeah, but he was here Tuesday.
I know, but, like, school's probably starting back up, and...
I tell you what, we'll give it a little time. Give it a little time. So we're all just going to patiently wait, see if Thomas shows up to do beans. If he's not here in a little bit, then we'll run the beans. But otherwise, we'll just wait. We'll just wait. You know what's fun? Even if Thomas wasn't here, Thomas could get out his phone from wherever he is onto the Twitch app and still roll them. It's amazing. Anyway, all right, let's read alerts. It's a little chilly up here. I'm just holding my coffee because I'm like, oh, a little cold. 10 months from Egood Tyler, and then 25 months from Mech Mayhem. A quarter of the way to 100 months of Garage. Can't wait for Extra Life exactly 1 month from now. Keep up the great work, Grandpa. Is it the 20th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yeah. A month! A month! Also, I like what Renee said. It's cuddle weather. I like cuddle weather. Man, a month. Snap. As a reminder, early donations are open. I think right now, is the Barbie game still winning? I haven't checked in a little bit, but last time I checked, there was a Barbie game. I believe there was a Barbie game winning. So, it's going to be a great Extra Life. There are so many quality games, TM.
It's going to be an Extra Life of quality games for the Nintendo Switch. Quality. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. It's gonna be exciting. Anyway, 14 months from Paper Spyro. Hey, great timing. Just walked in the door from work. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Now it's time to relax. I was gonna say have some coffee, but if you're coming home from work, you probably don't want coffee. Most people want coffee to start their day, not end it. Unless you're me. In which case, enjoy a cup. Right before bed, Stephen George. Cup of coffee.
It's warm. 6 months from Spooky Boy River. Wow, 6 months already. Let's get this third trimester started then. That's the spirit. 4 months from Skay Nork. Appreciate it. 13 months from Padawan Becca. Thank you, Becca. 500 bits from the Demonic Diva. Moving to Washington soon, so there's a big chance I won't be catching streams live anymore, but it's nice to catch them when I can. you can join the Friday crew. There's so many folks, most recently, on the last Friday stream, when the clown alert started happening, and you could tell people hadn't been at breakfast stream when they were like, I'm sorry, what's occurring? And all the breakfast stream people were like, oh, it's a whole thing. It's just another chance to join into some other streams. Oh, speaking of other streams, because I'm going to forget if I don't mention this now. And I'll try and remember to mention it again at
Tomorrow.
the end.
Hi.
Tomorrow, and at the end of the stream. So as you know, tomorrow's Friday. We'll be doing a Breath of the Wild stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, as we always do. However, we are doing an additional stream on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, courtesy of Nintendo. Nintendo sent over a copy of Kirby Fighters 2. So we're going to be playing Kirby Fighters 2. It's probably not going to be a terribly long stream. It's going to be like a... Probably... I doubt it would be longer than the Mario Odyssey stream. But we're going to be doing a little stream of that on Saturday. Seeing what that's all about. So, yeah. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Little short Kirby stream. There's I've seen a little bit of it. This game just dropped out of nowhere. Like, no announcement. It was just like, here it is. From what I can tell, it's Smash Brothers, but if Smash Brothers was only Kirby. Just Kirby. So, yeah. We're gonna be playing a little of that on Saturday. The game dropped, is it broken? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. So yeah, this is, you know, oops, all Kirby. As Joel says, was leaked a day or two ago, then announced and released late last night. I remember that they posted it on their webpage, and there were people like... And then it kind of felt like Nintendo was like, oh yeah, here. It wasn't even like it's coming soon. It's like, oh, it's out. And I'm like, what?
Maintan says Kirby is now bottom, middle, and top tier player.
I mean, I never played the first one, so I don't know what the second one's like. But we're going to find out live on Saturday. Stephen, did John or Jared bring up that November's discount will have to be moved away from U.S. Election Day? I heard John mention on the stream. I haven't heard of that, but also I haven't looked at the calendar.
It is the 2nd.
Does it fall on Election Day?
I'm pretty sure. It's always the first Tuesday of November. Is
Okay.
that the 2nd?
So...
it's the... Oh, no. Yeah, that's the 3rd. That's the first Tuesday. Yeah, that's the same day.
I mean, you wouldn't have to look at the numbers to know that
Yeah,
it's the first Tuesday
sorry.
because Disc Only is the first Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm 1,000% in favor of that. Hadn't thought of that prior, but also I haven't looked at the calendar. So, yeah, they haven't mentioned it to me, but I'm 1,000, 1,000,000% on board. So yeah, we'll probably just move it a week ahead. It makes sense. 13 months from Jaboka says, "Morning, grandparents. Won't be around for tomorrow because my family and I are taking an annual trip to Cape Cod. Ooh, you could get the chips.
You can get the chips here.
Imagine if you got them at Cape Cod, Mal.
If they make them there, they might be, like, fresh. That'd be different, though.
I like how there's so many other things to get in Cape Cod, and I'm like, the potato chips. The potato chips. And yeah, they're not better in Cape Cod. You go up to the factory and you knock on the door and you politely ask for a fresh
Can
chip.
I have him?
Yeah.
I am cold.
Come up here, bud.
Come here, Kippy.
Keep walking.
Come here, Kippy.
Keep walking.
Come
Keep walking.
here.
Walk over here.
Come here.
Walk over there.
Come here.
You walk over there?
Come here.
She wants to hold you.
Come
over
here.
there.
Yay, Kippy.
Oh, I have some good news. Let me finish this alert. I'm stuck in stasis, and then I'll give the good news. Because I don't think I... Oh, it happens Tuesday night. So.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway, we're taking an annual trip to Cape Cod. Don't worry, we're taking all the precautions we can, and there's hardly anyone up there this time of year anyway. Enjoy Breath of the Wild tomorrow. Well, thank you. And now, I'll tell you the thing. So as you may recall, it was Sunday evening, Sunday while we slept, going into Monday.
Yes.
Kep had opened the guest room, went inside, and ate through the bag of food, and then gorged himself on food. We patiently waited for there to be some sort of stomach issues, because he ate a half pound of food, and I was like, okay, is he going to be okay? He was fine. But he did eat through it's like a foil plastic bag.
Something.
So, I was kind of like, what's going to happen here? But he got through all of Monday just fine, and then on Tuesday we had talked about this on Breakfast Stream. Well, that night, he finally did puke. But he didn't puke food. No food. Kept all the food down, but he did puke up the little bit of foil that he ate.
And some cat hair.
Yeah, well, I think that's how it...
Yeah.
That's like the cat's internal mechanism for dealing with that is hairball.
Yeah.
So he formed a big hairball, and right in the center, I was like, hey, there's the foil! So, he's good.
Yeah,
but he kept down all of the food. He never... His I scoop his box every day. That remained the same. Never puked any food. He literally ate a half pound of food.
It was like, okay.
And was like, this is fine. It's a 30th of his entire body weight. Like, you just ate it.
And now he sits at that door crying for food because he thinks secret food is in there. Secret food is not in there.
So I weigh like roughly, about 10 times the amount he does?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the equivalent of me eating 5 pounds of food. That's a lot for one day, bud. That's like if I got the day started off at IHOP and then I never left and also ate all my meals there.
Hi.
Is that a challenge? It's not a challenge. 5 pounds, I couldn't eat 5 pounds of eggs. I could not do it. I don't know how many... Steven, that's called Thanksgiving. That's good.
You should weigh your plate.
Gold star for Bucky Boy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much food I've ever eaten in a single sitting, but I brought up IHOP specifically because I remember one time in college I was tracking calories. I think it was tracking calories because my roommates were tracking calories, so we were just all collectively doing it. And I remember the day that I ate the most calories was the morning I had went to IHOP. Because my parents were in town visiting in college. We went to IHOP, and it was the first time that I realized how many calories were in like an IHOP meal. Because I just, kind of absentmindedly ate at whatever.
Chess says an extra large egg is 2 ounces, so 40 extra large eggs.
Is 5 pounds of egg? Jeez. Yeah, I think you die of something else before you finished all 40 eggs. Anyway, when I finished the the meal at IHOP, I was putting it in my phone, and it was like the meal that I ate was more than my daily calorie allotment. Like your daily calories that you get, like a normal human is like 2,000 calories, and for my size, I'm allowed to eat something like 2,500, and I had like 3,200 calories at breakfast, like before I ever even had like lunch and dinner. Maximus says, fast food is bad for you? No, really? Well, I mean, obviously, I'm just saying you don't think about the amount of calories. Like, you don't think about the specific amount. And whenever you finally look it up and you're like, oh, Christ almighty, that's a lot of calories for the first meal of the day. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that this is shocking revelations. That's not the point. The point is that it's probably worse than you're even thinking. And it was a lot of calories. I think we went out to dinner that night. Anyway, that was probably the most I've ever eaten in a single sitting. At least calorie-wise. I don't know. 6 months from Z Squad 6. 6 months. Are we sure it has not been longer? 2020 is by far the longest year ever. Thanks for the jollies to make a better 6 months. 1 jolly a month, 6 jollies.
You're a lot of jollies.
You're a lot of jollies. Also, Z Squad's golden sub month, since it's Z Squad 6. It's pretty good. 500 bits from I Spy a Moose. It's my birthday! Happy birthday, Rachel! So I thought I'd give some bits. As a quick note, my dad sent me the weirdest e-card. A 3-person a cappella group wished me a happy birthday and sang about bugs and mountaintops and lederhosen. I'm not a fan of bugs. Oh well. Hope you both have a wonderful day today. I hope your birthday goes great. Chat wishing you a good hat birth. My dad also still sends e-cards.
I send e-cards to Haley because I have an alert set up from an e-card company.
Yeah.
That tells me when it's Haley's birthday. And it's like last year you sent Haley an e-card.
I wonder if it's going to be hard times with the e-card groups because they're all still running on like Flash, and Flash is, you know, severely deprecated at this point. The newest version of Safari, like, officially, like, gets rid of Flash completely. Like, it is officially killed. So Mac users are not going to be seeing no e-cards. Gone in December in Chrome. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it had a good run. Had a lot of applications. So, anyway. 30 bits from Brittany Westfall. Good morning. Today's my 29th birthday. Another birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you, Brittany.
Happy chin scratches for birthdays.
That's a chin scratch that's been going on for a long time.
He's so happy.
At some point, you gotta wonder if he's gonna be like, okay, let's end this. No more chin scratches. 30 bits from Amby Walsh, who says, my mom was talking on the phone to a customer service rep in California once. We're in Pennsylvania. Mom said it was a beautiful warm day with kids outside in shorts. The rep said it was a horribly chilly day with everyone bundled up in coats. Both places, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Context really is everything.
Humidity affects a lot too.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Because, like, in the summer, like, our heat index will be 110. But the air temp is 95. And then in the winter, when we have high humidity but it's cold, oh, it eats through you.
I mean, one of the things that I'll never forget is going to Vegas.
Yeah.
And the temperature being over 100 degrees and being incredibly comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because there was just no humidity. And I was like, this is wild. I mean, you weren't handling it super great.
Not as great, yeah.
But I was like, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was like 100-something, and it was nice. I didn't sweat once. It was really cool. So, anyway, related, 65 degrees, it's a little chilly.
It's 62 out right now.
It's a little chilly. The only reason I really say that is to get everyone up in arms a little bit. Just get the Canadians mad. 65 is a little cold. The Canadians immediately go. Anyway, 18 months, 1+ from Wildfire 972. 18 months of Crunch means second sub baby. I will name him Crunch Boy. It's a great name. I like that name. Crunch Boy.
Are we done with Snuggles?
Kind of sounds like a superhero.
We are done with Snuggles.
Just not one that has a lot of great superpowers. You done with you went over here?
Oh.
Welcome. Sit.
Cobalt Custard, I'm not mad, I just think you're wrong.
Also fair. Also fair. 4 months from Opal Siren, good morning. The breakfast streams have become a weekly ritual for me. I hope everyone has a great day. Aw. I'm glad that you've been able to enjoy the streams. And I hope you have a great day as well. We got 16 months at Tier 2 from Tendacrow, who says 16! Thank you for the gold toast. And also for the 16 months. Man. I'm just thinking back now to Mary-Kate and I, like, playing that.
Yeah.
That was the night the computer went...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it sneezed right at the end. That was a really good
Mm.
It was a good reenactment of how it happened.
Didn't have sparklers?
That was during the sneeze.
Mm.
It sneezed loudly and also with fire. Fire sneezes are the worst one, I assure you. 8 months from Trent 2L. Thank you, Trent. 500 bits from Gamer Girl says, morning, Stephen and Mal. Thought I'd swing by. Yesterday was my 24th birthday. Well, happy belated.
Yeah.
So many birthdays, like right here. All at once. Belated herf. 15 months from Colin McVicker. Appreciate it. 500 bits from Starks15. Continuing to ensure that I see that picture of Thomas. By the way, Thomas not here yet. I'm going to give him a little more time.
That is Thomas.
I know.
Sparks sent for Thomas.
What?
Thomas is here. In the star rain. It's a photo of him.
Certainly, his presence is upon us. You know what? Let's count it. Thank you, Sparks, for leading Thomas through the jungles of the internet to arrive here, where he brought us beans. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for... There he is again. His presence is upon us. What a wild morning. Sparks, thank you.
The Thomas signal. Quick to the Thomas mobile.
Diddle-doo-diddle-diddle-doo. I need more coffee.
Me too.
Hold on.
Did someone say Whataburger?
God, we had spicy ketchup just last night.
I know. Did you see I posted it? And Thomas was like, let me have
Oh, yeah.
some through his straw.
Yeah, he said he would drink it, and I'm like, I don't know about that. 7 months from S. Santiago 98. Santiago, appreciate it. 300 bits from Squid, who said, did someone say clown? Right on cue. Right on cue. Also 300 from Aldo says, sometimes I think about all the people coming to Extra Life expecting games like Xenoblade or Galaxy, and instead getting 12 plus hours of shovelware. I'd feel bad if it wasn't so funny.
It's hilarious.
It's great. And that's not to say that we probably won't play a well-known game. It'll probably happen. Because it happens even like with GameCube and stuff. But God, there's so many.
I'm so looking forward to the shovelware though.
Oh, me too. And here's the great thing is that with roulette, like anything could be played, which is already exciting. But so much of the Wii library is shovelware. So really, roulette is probably just shovelware.
Yeah.
You like Insanity? Contribute to roulette, because you're probably contributing to shovelware.
Shovelware like. Oh, that's all Madden. I can't reach.
You can. You're touching it.
That's not the one I want.
You're doing a great job.
That's not the one I want.
You're doing a great job.
I can see go play Lumberjack though. Oops, all Madden.
Mr. Deathkill says, is there a list of Mal, Steven, Chaz, Dan picks? There will be by the event. By the event, we'll make sure that those are like posted on the Extra Life page.
Yeah.
And if someone contributes to Mal's pick, Steven's pick, there'll just be a dedicated game that things go towards. It might change throughout the day. It's possible. But, yeah. There will be something written. I don't really know. Like, I don't think that there'd be any bad choices no matter what, because the library is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong. You really can't. One of the things I need to do before the event is go through all of the games and look at all the discs. See if any
Double
of them...
check them.
See if any
Yeah.
need resurfaced, so I can give Roland ample time to do that. So yeah, there's a lot to do. Like there's one month, and that feels like a long time, but that's a long time. Chess says, or don't. Definitely should. Definitely should. Because if we don't, everyone will be like, I want to see.
Fit in 6.
Fit in 6? Yeah, Fit in 6. And then that game will be like, it'll have a gash.
This is the first one I saw that wasn't like a major game.
Fit in 6. It's fine. It's fine. Hal says, how many games are we short? I haven't updated the list because we haven't gotten anything yet.
Yeah.
129 was the last number. That will, I don't know, but that might be changing today. Maybe.
Because we're seeing Roland today.
We're seeing Roland today who, I mean, unless his trip didn't happen, I think he just took a trip for the store to Tennessee and hit up some other game stores. So he may have a few new ones to add in. And if so, those will go on the list today. But, I mean, the downside at this point is that there are so few remaining, comparatively, that when you go into a game store, the likelihood that you're going to find any has diminished a lot. Like, whenever this all started, Roland was going out and getting stuff and bringing back like 100 games at a time. And that was cool. And then it like slowly got to the point where he went to a store and he brought back 2. It's just because there was like, almost nothing left to get. So it's getting there. And we've talked before about how a lot of games are regional.
Yeah.
So.
Not many hockey games sold down in South Carolina.
Did you know to this day, I have not been able to find one of the hockey games for GameCube. Like, I have all the games, I have all the discs, but I've been trying to, like, make the collection complete.
Yeah.
And there's one hockey game on GameCube that I've never been able to find the box, and I've been looking for years. Still don't have it. Someday I'll stumble across it, but I still haven't managed to find the stupid thing. 18 months from Sudabite says, 18! Wait, that's not it. Oh well, good enough. It can be applied to all the teens. You mean, so you can do it one more time. Once you get to 20, it doesn't really roll off the tongue as well, because it's multiple syllables.
Mel, can you say hockey one more time?
Hockey? Hockey?
Hockey?
Hockey? Sven asked what game. I can't tell you, because I don't remember exactly which one. There's, as I recall, there are 2 different hockey series, where, like, one is, like, NHL 2K3. I think that's what it is, actually. I think there's NHL 2K3 and NHL 2003, and they're different games. And I've never been able to find I think it's like I'm missing the box and manual for NHL 2K3. I don't know. It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the spreadsheet. Where I have like the disc, but I don't have the actual box. Oh. Again, like Mal said, just not a lot of hockey games in South Carolina.
People are still talking about my accent. Sometimes my Wisconsin comes out. I don't know.
It gets really bad, or I shouldn't say bad. That implies that it's
stronger.
Bad. It gets stronger when your sister's around.
Oh yes.
Your sister raises everything up. 19 months from Doodle says 19 months. Whoa! Can't wait for you to play Kirby Fighters and not get all the references to the Kirby games you didn't play. At least Mal can main GUI.
GUI.
By the way, Yakuza 0 is $8 on PS4, which is pretty great. Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a really good deal. I see that game go on sale a lot, too. Because that one Twitter account, Cheap Ass Gamer, they post about that a lot. Game was fun. I really enjoyed it. And actually, I had talked to Alex that night after the stream and told him I had played it, and he was like, I played that. He hadn't played all of it, but he had played about 5 or 6 hours of it, and he really enjoyed it. So those first 20s will start coming out on Friday. Surgeon Simulator will be first. Spark Strike 13 gifted a sub to Purple Pollo. Appreciate that. 17 months from Dr. Robotnik. Moving day is tomorrow, so this is my last stream I'm watching in this house. Very tired, both from the move and the world as a whole as of late. I have a feeling October will only get even more wild, so I'm glad I'll be done with the personal wild. Get your personal wild out of the way to prepare for the global wild. It's a pretty good idea. Anyway, good luck with the move. Moving is, never particularly enjoyable,
Nope.
but, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it, so it's just kind of focusing and getting it over with. After Dr. Robotnik, we have a resub from Dr. Luigi. All the doctors are here today. 16 months from Dr. Luigi says 6, and I cannot stress this enough. Teen. Thank you, Luigi. 500 bits from Andrew H0620 says, good morning. Hope your morning is well. This. Any morning starts with eggs is great. I haven't had eggs for, breakfast stream in a long time.
I know.
Because they take too long.
Those don't take that long. It's
No.
You started them later than you needed
they
to.
don't. Yeah, but normally I don't normally make boiled eggs either. Normally
Yeah.
I'm doing
Scrambled.
something like that. Oh, recently, someone sent me something on Twitter, and it was a video from America's Test Kitchen. And what's really funny is Mal and I have actually been watching these America Test Kitchen videos a lot. We've been watching them almost every day for the past, few weeks. But I hadn't seen this one. And in this one, they make eggs very, very similar to the style that I make them. But in the video, they called them French-style scrambled eggs. And I have never heard that. So whenever I describe the eggs I make, I always say I make really creamy scrambled eggs, which is, not wrong. But apparently that is the French style of making scrambled eggs.
I hadn't heard that either.
And I was like, huh. So now I can add some level of credibility to my cooking. People say,
I trained in the French method.
yeah, I'm going to say that. These are French style scrambled eggs. Would you like American style or French style? Because I actually, I made them on, was it Tuesday I made them after the stream?
Mr. Three Good French expert over here.
Oh, man. Oh, you missed it. When I was doing the first 20 stream, the very last game I played, in one of the last moments of the game I played, there was a French character in Crosscode who says, 3 good. Well, they don't say 3 good. They say, the other thing that you say in French that I can't say. It was great.
Brandon, I didn't miss it and I'm so sad. I'm sorry, Brandon.
We all got to do our best every day. My best is, well, it's not as good as some other people's best would be, I guess, but we're all trying. Where was I going with all that?
We also experience loss. It's okay.
I was going somewhere.
Are you trying to hurt Brandon?
Not purposefully. Where was I going with this? There was somewhere was I going? Oh, I was just talking about the eggs. That's right. Anyway, they're French style eggs. It's great. They made them with no butter.
Yeah.
Which, could you do? I mean, you could. But I'm like, well, butter's better. Maybe next time I'll actually try it that way. They put water in the pan.
Mm-hmm. I know.
To steam the eggs.
I know.
And I'm like, that might be a way to do it. I don't know. Anyway, I made them that way on Tuesday, I think, after breakfast stream, and they were amazing. They were very, very good. Anyway, 100 bits from, hold on, Dr. Mao and Nurse Steven. Shout out to Light Rock. What?
Dr. Mal has a degree.
In what thing?
Nurse Steven is on call.
A duty to sing. I see that we have gone.
Shout out to Light Rock for the thing to do.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what to do. I'm suddenly a nurse. That went in many directions. Well, I'm just the nurse. I'm just the nurse. I can't be blamed for all this. I'm just following my doctor. I'm not sure what you have a degree in.
Doctorology.
Doctorology? Sorry, that sounds like a really good skit. That sounds like a really good skit. I'm just imagining.
Doctor of Doctorology.
Sorry, I'm just imagining a skit where someone is sitting in the you know how the nurse brings you in and they take your blood pressure and then they're like, the doctor will see you in a few minutes. So it opens there, and then the person's just sitting there and they're looking around the room, and then they see like they have the degree up on the wall, and they look at it, and then they look away, and then they look back, and then you get a close up, and it's like PhD in doctorology, and the person's like, what? And then the doctor comes in, and it's you, and you're like you're dressed funny, and you have like something like you have the stethoscope, but it's like upside down or like something, and you're like, hi, I'm your doctor. Anyway, there's something to it. It needs to be perfected, but it's just really good. A CD-ROM strapped to your head. Duct tape right there. Anyway, that was 5,000 bits from Dark Nature XD, who says, Dr. Mao and Nurse Steven, shout out to Light Rock. So right after this, there's 400 bits from Light Rock. It says, it was Bi Visibility Day yesterday. Late, but want to give a shout out to them. Wait, was that the shout out? We hadn't even gotten to where it was. So it's not a shout out to Light Rock so much as a shout out for Bi Visibility Day.
I think Light Rock also had the idea that the song was based on.
Oh, but was there... Oh, the song is about Dr. Mao and Steven Nurse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Light Rock requested the song.
Okay. That took a long time to get.
Do you need more coffee?
Probably. Light Rock says, I was confused myself when I heard my name. Now I'm dying laughing. It's an early morning in the George household, I see. I mean, yeah. It's how I feel every day. Anyway. Happy belated Bi Visibility Day. And then also, happy present Dr. Mao and Nurse Steven Day. Shout out to all the doctors in Doctorology. And if you notice that you're in the waiting room of someone whose PhD says Doctorology, leave. Maybe leave. You know what? That doesn't work in anything else either.
No.
Because if you're a cook,
Yeah.
you have a PhD in cooking, you wouldn't have like, there's not like a specific thing. It's like, well, my PhD is in cooking. Well, I guess if it was like, what did you specialize? And you were like, being a chef. Like, that would be kind of weird, I guess. Cookology.
Chaz, I just nod and hope he gets through it quickly. And then we move on.
Chaz, you do know that left to my own devices, that I could talk about this subject for 45 minutes easy. No problem. I would move from one thing to the next. And I'd be like, I'm a car mechanic, and I studied mechanicology. I assemble chairs.
Chaz says, did the eggs do this to you?
I assemble chairs in a factory, and they call me I have a PhD in chair assemblyology. I'd like to imagine that within that 30-second period of me talking, someone arrived at the stream for the first time ever and was like, what's this? Watched me say those words and was like, I'm good. Thank you, NDL. I got a degree in editology. We have to move on. Not because we have to, but because the future of the show is at stake. I'm worried that people that are seeing this for the first time will be like, oh. I don't like this. 17 months from Seeker the Depth. Appreciate it. 23 months from Old Ramen, who says, I did it again. 23 times. 12 months from Zelda Master 702. 1 year of Crunch. Thanks, grandparents, for all the laughs, tears, and random omnipotence from Chaz. Give my love to Cap. You hear that? You got love.
He was snoring so loud last night.
He was.
I was concerned about him.
I mean, the snoring is not inherently great. But what are you going to do?
He sounded like he was struggling to get air.
Well, I mean, that is snoring.
Yeah.
That's what snoring is. But, I mean, you're not going to affix a little face mask to the cat. You know what I mean? Like, you just...
I could.
You're not going to do that. So, it's just... He's happy and healthy otherwise. So, if he snores,
sleeping with his head upside down.
Then he just snores.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just when he sleeps in a ball.
Yeah.
Because now he's stretched out and he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
No snoring. Kepi got his PhD in CEOology.
Kepi, you got any meetings this morning?
He's like, I had to fire David.
You got any new hires coming on board?
I rehired David. I felt bad. 500 bits for Sparks 15. Fun fact. As of yesterday, I'm the only person in the world that can use every single Thomas emote. Not even Thomas has as much Thomas power as I do. Oh no, he surpassed even Thomas! I like how it then has like a rainbow of all of the Thomas emotes. There's a variety of them too. Favorite is still Who Child.
I do love Who Child.
Probably because I was there for the birth.
Of Who Child?
Of Who Child. I was there when Sonic said, Who Child? 300 bits from Mazel with an E. Fun fact, reason there's so many birthdays in September would be how long pregnancy is. 9 months would be January, the start of the new year, and therefore some fun during and after New Year's Day. Something that all of the September births are now like, oh, things I didn't want to immediately think about, but here we are. 300 bits from Kazayumi. Donated for Fit in 6 now. Really? Is that just another like
one of those workout ones?
Yeah, it's a We Fit clone.
Yeah.
We Fit was so well done that I'm kind of curious what other, like what the other knockoffs would do. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Wii, like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this so it makes sense. The Wii, like, Wii line of Wii games. So Wii Sports, Wii Resorts, Wii Music, Wii Party, Wii Play.
Yeah, those.
Wii Fit. Those have a very specific aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Like, the best way I can describe it is if you've used Apple software, like Apple software that is made by Apple has a very specific aesthetic. It is, and it matches, whether you're using it on Mac or iOS. Those Wii titles feel the exact same way. Like, exact same way. And it's really good. It's really good. I actually really like how they're done. And I can't imagine that Fit in 6 matches the aesthetic in a meaningful way. And I guess they shouldn't. They should do their own thing. But, like, aesthetic is important.
Maybe you'll find out.
What if we only played workout games?
You have fun.
I'm just saying, there's enough workout games that we could seriously, if people like banded together and were like, they're gonna work out for 20 hours.
Then we'd be rotating.
I'm just saying, it's not impossible. There's enough workout games for the Wii. You'd be very fit or very passed out. It's one of the two.
We would not make it as long. It would be a shorter extra life.
We'd be like, this extra life's 6 hours, and that's it. Anyway, 300 bits From Dr. Robotnik says, oh yeah, quick moving question. Should I do something specific with my sealed games? I haven't opened my physical copy of Mario yet because I broke and got it digitally, and have a special edition Wonderful 101 from the Kickstarter because they gave everyone Steam codes, and I want to make sure they stay sealed. You should be fine. You should be fine. I'm assuming your specific question is like, would there be a situation with the heat in a truck that would open up the sealed game? And I don't think so. I don't think so. Obviously, you don't want to leave anything in substantial heat for an exceptionally long amount of time, but just moving it in the back of a truck for a reasonable amount of time, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. You know, as long as it's then going into a air-conditioned household, you should be okay. Like, one thing I would not do is I would not just take games and shove them into a non-climate controlled storage locker. Like, I think that would be... Carts would probably survive that just fine, but I would be real worried about discs. Not just for the, like, a sealed game staying sealed. I'd be really worried for, like, the discs warping if it's substantial heat. But if you're just putting them in the back of a truck to go from point A to point B, I think you'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. If it bothers you, if you want to be like, sure, just take the sealed games, put them into a smaller box, and keep them in, like, the cabin of the car with you. Then you won't even think twice about it. 21 months from Vomicadia 25. Yeah, 21. 4 more months. Getting that golden sub. 300 bits from Murmur. On the topic of ologies, there's a podcast called Ologies where the host interviews what she calls different ologists about their field of study would recommend. That sounds fascinating. I bet that'd be really cool. You know who'd love that podcast is Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's talked before about how he really enjoys, when PAX was a thing, he would go to a lot of different panels at PAX where people talk about their different fields because he really loves learning, something new from someone who's, very knowledgeable and passionate about it. And I concur. I think that's really fun as well. So I bet that'd be a really cool podcast. P for Paul. Paul's great. Paul's great. Anyway.
I also like hearing about different people's jobs, like hearing Rhonda talk about her work, or Paul, or hearing the intricacies of Austin's job. Those are all interesting.
Yeah, and it like, everyone has an interesting job, because even if it's not interesting to them, it's interesting to someone. Mm-hmm. Generally interesting to me, because everyone's jobs are so different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what Brandon said. Let me scroll up a little bit. There are a million specialties and expertises out there, more than you'd ever think about. And it's true. Like all of our friends do very, different things. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's fun. Anyway, I have a lot I could talk about there, just because and everyone's got a lot of expertises too. Like Chaz knows how to do all this crazy stuff, and to him it feels second nature, but to me it's magic. And he always laughs at me when I'm like, hey, is it possible to do this thing? And he's like, oh, that is literally why coding exists. And I'm like, but can you do it? And he was like, it's done. And I'm like, I don't know. How's that work? I don't know. Magic. 300 bits from Dr. Robotnik says, kitty CPAP is real. Is it? I mean,
I've seen an inhaler for a cat.
I'm not...
Like, for asthma.
I'm not going to subject Kev to that, because he's fine otherwise, but I can believe that it would be... I guess everything is real to some degree. Like, that could be a joke, but also, like, it could be real. It could actually be real. If a cat really, really needed it. Maybe you can't breathe because you've covered your nose with your paw.
Chaz is posting a picture. I feel like that would just create panic.
Can you imagine Kepi with that? I think Kepi would be like, nah. You're snoring again. You're snoring again. He has his paw over his nose.
He's like,
honey, that might be where some of the problem lies. He's so comfy though. Like,
look at that little nose.
There he goes. He moved it over his eyes again. That's a good photo. Cat tax incoming. 500 bits from Marty Griff 1980. Does Chaz realize he will have to X amount of hours in a car when you collect him for Extra Life? It's my birthday this weekend. 40, I am getting old. Well, happy early birthday to you. Lots of birthdays this this week. We'll just say this week, but really in the span of like these few days. I mean, yeah, Chaz is going to spend a lot of time in a car, but it's for charity. It's for charity. Here's the cat tax. Look at that little nose. He had his paw covering his nose, and I lifted his paw up. Because what he wants to do is cover his eyes, because it's bright. And then his little paw falls down as he falls asleep, and then I have to, like, wake him up, be like, no, up here. Yeah, he needs a little eye mask. Kitty eye mask.
Too bright for Kippy.
They got kitty CPAP. Kitty eye mask is next. Just saying. 3 bits from Maximin. Hi, yes, I went to Harvard to study doctorology, to become a doctorologist. I also have a PhD in copology, and I'm a renowned gamerologist. I know, I'm big stuff. Autographs are at 6. Wow. You studied doctorology and copology, and you're a gamerologist? It's too many things. It's too many things. You're an overachiever. Read the Nintendo Painter gifted a sub to Who Child.
Who Child?
6 months from Zach287. That's double plus. And then Reed also with the Peggy Star Rain. Thank you, Reed.
Did you see sumo results?
No.
You didn't?
No. Am I still creaming everyone? Oh, a champion rises. A champion rises.
Chaz is posting the
A champion emerges. Oh, there are only 3 days left.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm very upset too.
And Steven's good at sumology.
You're leading by 1 match. Don't get excited, Chaz says.
Reed asks, what is this leaderboard for? Fantasy sumo.
We all have 4 wrestlers that we've picked.
It's true.
Steven's picking was, this guy has the longest name. This guy has a long name.
That is not true.
And these
that
two
is
rhyme.
not how I did it, Mallory. I looked at the vowels.
The vowels.
I did not choose based on the longest name.
So you saw Wakataka Kage and said, most vowels. Okay.
He had a lot of the same vowels.
I mean, he's doing good.
I chose an A guy, that's Wakataka Kage. Mm-hmm. I chose an O guy, that's Koda Shoho. Mm-hmm. And then I chose Meisei and Kaisei. Also, I did look at their stats. Anyone who thinks that I didn't look at their stats is getting pool sharked a little bit, but that's fine. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. My boy, Wakataka Kage, is going the distance. Going the distance. So, yeah. He's doing great. Of course, they're all doing great. I had a 4-0 yesterday.
Yeah.
I could still lose. It's possible. But, you know. I'm hopeful that things will continue.
I was really sad because, like, 2 days ago, one of my favorite guys was out for injury. And then I had to pick up one of the leftover ones who isn't doing very good. And then my guy came back. And in the meantime, Alex lost a player. And then when my guy came back, Alex got him.
As Brandon says, we're also close to the 4-0 could change everything. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, Lindsay and Emmy are not going to win. But everyone else is, fairly close. So, and there's still 3 days, so a lot could happen. And we'll see.
We'll know Sunday morning.
Oh, I'll know Saturday night, because I'll be watching.
I mean, it'll be Sunday morning by that time.
Yeah. It'll be over at, Sunday at 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
It'll be a late night Saturday, but it'll be worth it to watch my players win me the championship. Anyway, Nerdy Bits from Platinum Pikachu. This is the last stream I'll be able to watch for a week because I'm going on a short holiday. It'll be a nice break after the months of staying in my bedroom. It's a shame I'll miss tomorrow's Breath of the Wild and the Kirby stream, but I should be home in time for next Friday's stream, which coincidentally is when I hit 12 months. Looking forward to that 1 on the badge. Nice. Well, enjoy your holiday. And you can always catch the Breath of the Wild and Kirby VODs later on. Kirby VOD will probably be out Sunday?
Yeah.
Probably. Saturday at 2 p.m. Yeah, if anyone came in late, Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Kirby stream. Because Nintendo's sending me a copy of Kirby Fighters 2. So we're gonna try it out. You play as Kirby, and you fight Kirby. It's an inner battle. Also, 17 Months for Shy says, the champion rises, but will he soon fall as well? Find out next time on Fantasy Sumo Z! Bruce Falconer music starts. Thanks, Shy. I've really enjoyed Fantasy Sumo, to be honest. It's actually been... Kirby got his degree in inner battleology. It's not a giveaway stream. It's not a giveaway stream. Just normal stream. But if you're interested in checking out what is this game, well, we'll play it, and then you can watch and find out if it's something that you want to purchase. I don't decide, unfortunately, when the giveaways are, but it's a super new game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just an ad. Show up on Saturday and watch the ad. It's gonna be great. I haven't played the game, but we'll try it on Saturday.
Yeah.
30 bits from Danny X6. Storytime based off Stephen cracking his knuckles. In the show I'm in, my character's fiance breaks off the engagement and shoves the ring into my hand. During our last rehearsal run, though, she gave it back so forcefully it cracked my knuckle so loud that it was heard in the back of the theater. Needless to say, we couldn't stay in character very well. Also, clown. I mean, at least it was a rehearsal?
Yeah.
Although, I'm the type of person that would want that to occur in the actual performance. Is it bad that, like, there's some level of enjoyment as an audience member if the performers break character a little bit? I like that. And I know that that's not what the performers want.
Yeah.
But, as Robotnik says, that's what makes live theater great. You know what I mean? Like, anything can happen. It's enjoyable. I think I've told the story before about the... What's it called? It's not Dixie Stampede. Pirate Land.
Pirate's Voyage?
Pirate's Voyage. So, Jane says, no, we don't like that. Okay, well, I do. I don't want everything to go completely wrong. It's just nice when there's these little...
It's different when it's like...
These little
a
tiny
comedy
moments.
versus something...
I know.
Like a drama.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just whenever, like...
Like SNL characters breaking characters great, Jace Book says. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Pirate's Voyage, you were saying.
It's also really nice when something happens and the performers roll with it, because they should.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the show, people watching they're not even sure if it was part of the show. They're like, was that? Sign of a good performer. Anyway, one of the dinner shows we have here is Pirate's Voyage. It's Dolly Parton's Pirates themed thing. So yeah. she basically has done away with her Civil War show. Probably a good move. And then it started doing this pirate thing the last, like, I guess at this point it's been almost 10 years. But during the pirate show, they change up the show throughout the year. And as Decoy Troy says, during the Christmas show, there's a nativity scene, which is wild because the set is only a pirate ship, which means Jesus is born on a pirate ship, which is wonderful. But they have live, like...
Animals for the nativity.
Animals.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, like, a live camel, or multiple camels,
there's
or
3
whatever.
camels.
Anyway, when the show first started, they were having problems because the camels were jumping into the water. Because apparently camels like water?
They like to swim.
They like to swim? Who would have thought, right? They're desert animals. So, yeah, they were apparently struggling to, like, train the camels. And it was, like, a big thing for the audience because, you know, the wise men are coming in, and then they get off the camels, and the camels are like, yeah! And then they just jump into the water, which obviously changes the mood a little bit, because it's like there's like a voiceover. It's like, and Jesus was born, you know, in Bethlehem, which was on a pirate ship. Don't worry about that. And then, you know, and then the camels are like, "We dog." We unfortunately never got to see that specifically.
Your mom was told by the ticket agent
That was one of the problems that they were having.
And I was
camel
like,
go yeet.
And whenever we see the Christmas show, I'm like, come on, this time, camels.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like, I'm always hoping.
I really want to see a camel swim.
I'm always hoping. But that, again, that's one of the things I love about a live show, is anything can happen.
Yeah.
And maybe this time the camels will swim. That's what I hope for. But I've never seen it. But I want it to happen.
Coffee!
Anyway. Border Bits from Murmur says, I was in a show in high school that had a leprechaun character that had green skin, but we couldn't find the special effects makeup, so we had to paint the poor actor with green eyeshadow. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm trying to remember. There's a similar story on the tip of my tongue, and I'm trying to remember what happened. Oh, I remember. I was like, man, that's reminding me of something, but what is it? This is probably not a good story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. During one of the sleepovers we had in high school, it was like me and Austin and Jarrett and Justin. Justin notoriously sleeps super hard. I mean, like, I've never met anyone in my life who can sleep through the things he sleeps through. It's actually incredible. Like, you can move him. You can physically move him, and he doesn't wake up. It's frightening. Anyway, he was asleep, and everyone got the fun idea to, because everyone's like, oh my god, you can do whatever with him. Everyone got the fun idea to get a marker and, like, write on his forehead. And they used a... You would probably know more about this than I do, but it was like a paint marker, like not a Sharpie, like something that is super. It's not coming off.
Like an oil-based Sharpie, or
like something insane, like something you would use on like a car. I don't know what it was, but it was. Justin always had like crazy stuff around, so he had one of those things around. I'm not the one that did it. I didn't actively stop anyone, but you know. So someone writes across his forehead, like, I think they wrote like 666 across his forehead. He was asleep on a couch. This was a leather couch, a orange leather couch, like not a dark leather couch, but like a
fluorescent orange.
No, like the color of cough.
Oh, okay.
So like one of those.
Quite orange.
Yeah.
Okay. Like an orange cat.
Some people see where this is going. Anyway, he was still asleep. So after they do it, he rolls over. And we don't think much about it. He wakes up later. Everyone's like getting the jolly because they're like, look at you on your forehead. And he goes into the bathroom, cannot get it off, and it's like, what is this? And I don't remember who did it, but someone's like, we used this marker. He's like, oh my God. Because then he's like, I'll start getting a lot of 666 bits. He was like, oh my God, this is going to take forever to get off. He was right. But more importantly, as some of you may have suspected, upon revisiting the couch, we learned that because his head was on the couch, there was now an inverted 666 imprinted into the inside arm of the couch. And that was not coming off. And that was we were still in high school, so it was his mom's couch. So his mom was not happy. I mean, not thrilled. Not thrilled. So people are close. It wasn't upside down. It was horizontal inverted. So it was like whatever that would be. What was that backwards? Kind of like a G or something? Like a B? I don't know. Anyway, that was fun. That was fun. I think they just put like a pillow in front of it. I remember one time this was in class. This was in high school, like actually in class. He fell asleep at his desk. And again, he doesn't wake up. So class ended. And after class ended, someone took duct tape. And he had fallen asleep on the desk like this. Someone took duct tape and wrapped it under the desk and around him. After they had done it, then they woke him up. They're like, hey, time for class. So he goes, and like immediately is stuck. It was incredible. It was incredible. He had a good sense of humor about the whole thing. Anyway, where were we? 5 months from Darchie. I haven't talked to him in a while. I hope he's doing well. 666 bits from Aldo says, this feels appropriate. True. And then immediately, same amount from I Know How to Spell Calm says, Hail Science. Hail Magic Markers. 300 bits from Dr. Robotnik. Clown. My first show in high school, I had a role where I had to stage punch the main character. Sorry. Could you read that for me?
The first show in high school, I had a role where I had to stage punch the main character. It was It's a Wonderful Life, and I was the drunk who makes him wish his life was different. The first night, I accidentally clipped his chin. Not an improv story, but still a fun stage mishap.
Whoops. Chipped your chin.
I have my glasses on. It's hard to read text.
I've thought about that. Like the idea of like doing fake punches and then accidentally hitting someone.
Yeah.
Like that's not good. Like that sort of thing can certainly occur. That would be bad for what it's worth.
Bernie says, I have my glasses on. It's hard to see.
I mean, you don't see very well in your glasses.
No.
Your contacts work better.
Yes.
My contacts probably work better, but it's pretty.
That's because these aren't
close.
These are just fixing my vision, but they're not fixing the astigmatism.
Nick says, I didn't even realize until after the show because I barely got them. I mean, that's good, I guess. You know, as opposed to just right there on stage. Anyway. Spark says, do you wear glasses more, though?
Coffee!
I wear them a little bit in the morning, right when I get up, and then sometimes I take them out a bit before bed, and sometimes it's like right before bed.
I gotta tell you, I've wore glasses a lot more during the pandemic.
Coffee!
A lot more. And part of it is, to some degree, it might be laziness, but I think some of it is that my eyes were getting to the point where they were drying out a lot. which is something I've never really had a problem with, but it kind of started earlier this year, probably in like April or something, and I was like, eh. So I just started wearing glasses more. Because if you look at the vlogs before that, I wore contacts most all the time, but my eyes just started to dry out this year, so I was like, that's weird.
I just don't see well enough with mine.
Yeah, I can see just fine with my glasses, though.
Because text is really hard when you have astigmatism.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
My eyes are, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good. My prescription's worse than Mal's, but I don't have astigmatism.
Yeah.
And I've got the same prescription in both eyes. Let's see if I can read this one.
Can you zoom in more?
Maybe. That's not going to help. Sorry. I got an eye migraine that started.
Mm-hmm.
And if for folks that are not familiar with how that works, you basically white out, and if it starts in the center of your vision, it becomes very hard to
read anything.
Read anything.
All right.
So it's like there's text, and I can kind of read it, but there's like a bright light directly in the center. I get these probably once a month.
Yeah.
Probably once a month or so. I don't think I've ever had it happen during a breakfast stream.
I had it happen during a Breath of the Wild stream.
That sucks.
Yeah, it did.
Because when you're expected to play.
Yeah, it did. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I'll read it.
Yeah, Joel says takes about 30 minutes to clear. Yeah, for me, they normally clear pretty quick. Normally within like 15 minutes, it's done. And like, what's so interesting is that I can read chat fairly well because it's just little snippets.
I can read chat better than I can read alerts.
But alerts, there's a lot of text in a single spot, so like I could make it through this. There's going to be a few parts where I get a little stuck. I'll show you. Hold on. This is from the Bassoonist. I was the backing band's drummer in multiple local productions of School of Rock the musical, and the part where the substitute teacher is teaching the kids to rebel, there's the song lyric, "It's time to throw some stuff against the fan." And the music stops and a kid replies, "Wait, we can say that?" One show, the substitute teacher said the wrong line and the kid said, "Wait, did you just curse?" The teacher replied, "We can say whatever the F we want." The directors didn't like that. Again, there's the magic of live theater. The magic of live theater. You know what that reminds me of? Although it shouldn't. It's just the fact that I said live theater. I'm reminded of the one breakfast stream where we were graced by the stylings of Chaz and Thomas. Folks remember that?
Brandon mentioned it earlier.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I don't remember which breakfast stream that is. Is that late 2018, early 2019 probably?
I think so.
Somewhere in there. More breakfast streams should have live theater. That's what we need. December 27th, 2018. Man, if you think about it, breakfast stream had only existed for like a few months. Wild.
Uh-huh.
Wild. Anyway, can't wait for more live theater between Chaz and Thomas in the near future. 300 bits from Anne. She says, so one summer, my siblings went to theater camp the week before regular camp, and at regular camp, they were showing off some of the stage combat tricks they had learned. Apparently, they did it really well, as several counselors came running over horrified that my sister had apparently just slugged my brother in the face. I'd say that you've learned well if you're concerning nearby adults.
Stage combat's really cool, though. A friend of mine from, like, kindergarten, who, after my parents' divorce, I moved away, but then we went to the same college. Mm-hmm. She got into theater in Chicago, and she did some stage combat stuff with, like, swords and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Coincidentally, that story is reminiscent of the same reason you can't just film certain things in public.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you were trying to make a video or something, and there was, it really doesn't matter whether it was like a shouting argument or like dialogue that would be threatening, or, I mean, let alone any sort of like fake combat stuff. If you were doing that in a public setting, cops would arrive. That's why it's important to get like a permit.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a whole thing. So really, just film it fast and leave. 300 bits from Shy. It says, I remember back in high school, we went to go see a musical show at the local theater, Pump Boys and Dinettes. There was a song where they drum on pots using wooden spoons and spatulas, and I recall seeing one of them snap and fly off in the middle of it. The actor hid behind the counter as they picked up the broken piece, and the whole thing was hysterical. People thought I was crazy when I asked them if they also saw it, but we got to talk to actors afterwards, and they mentioned it also. The magic of live theater. The magic of live theater. I'm reminded of Jared's, not bumper, the little intro we did.
Mm-hmm.
What'd we call it? In Coliseum intro? It was a parody of Full House, is what it was.
Where he's drumming on, and there's the pizza box on the...
Yeah, he's got, like, he has pots
Yeah.
and the wooden spoons, and then he also has the pizza box. Sitcom intro is what we call it. Thank you. I couldn't remember
I wasn't sure what year you were talking about, and I'm like, well...
Oh, we've only ever done one.
I mean, we kind of did one this year.
Oh, well, yeah.
The best we could.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if I've given Sab enough credit on that.
Yeah.
Sab's the one that came up with that entire thing and put that entire thing together.
Yeah.
Like, the Brady Bunch intro, like, I really want to make sure that it goes down in history that was 100,000% Sab Irene's baby.
Welcome back,
Because
Kathy.
she came up with the idea, she wrote out all the plans for it, she did literally everything for it. Like, the only thing I did was edit the thing together.
Yeah.
She also did all the music for it. Like, this was like an idea that she had. She's like, this would be a cool bumper.
Do you need my lap?
And then, like, not very far into it, I was like, this should be the intro. It features everybody. But she did all the stuff for it. Made everything happen. Yeah. She did a really great job with it. 300 bits from Satsy. I just got some water since I needed a refill, and I got to see a yellow leaf just suspended in the air. Clearly there's spider web involved, but you can't see anything with this leaf just dancing in the air. Mummy. We've had some spider stories.
No.
We've been cleaning the house and
No, just
stop. I'm just saying we're keeping spiders at bay. That's the only part that's all I'm sharing. Keeping spiders at bay. Take that, spiders. Can't win this battle. 30 bits from Ziasarn. Says, good morning. Speaking of on-stage mishaps, my senior year at high school choir was something. Imagine suiting up, looking all nice and dandy, getting ready to sing Carol of the Bells, only to realize your choir director gave us the wrong key to start. Needless to say, a redo soon followed. Need something cursed? Bacon Bits Maple Bar. Have a good day. That sounds great. I don't know what a maple bar is, but that sounds great. I've had a maple donut with bacon bits. It's probably similar. I would eat that. I don't know where to get one, but I want one. Anyway, yeah, if you start in the wrong key, like, I imagine that some people would attempt it to try and, like, go on with the performance, and then very quickly realize, you know, depending on how wrong the key is, that it's not doable.
I gotcha. You're fine.
Or Spark says, perform a crafty key change. Yeah, if the choir director realized it, they could be like, is this how you do a key change? Like, Listen, I have a PhD in conductorology, and I'm pretty sure it's this. Signifies
No, stay here.
key change.
Stay. Do not leave.
Is
Oh,
she
you're just
holding
getting... Oh, nope. I thought you were just getting comfy.
Nope. New lap. Hi, bud. Good boy. Exactly like that? I did do music in college. I did. I had a single class. Therefore, you know, what did Carlos do? He he learned a few things, but did he take a single class in an art school? I don't know. Just saying. We should compare our musical knowledge sometime. Say, Carlos, do you know about the minor fall and the major lift? Hallelujah. That would be a really sad conversation. It'd be a really sad conversation. 500 bits from I know how to spoke calm. That's why I chose the monologue, the last one, for my scene with Thomas Wingfield from class Menagerie in theater class. I remember doing a monologue. Once. Did you ever have to do a monologue?
I was in...
You didn't do theater, did you?
No, but I did, what's it called? It's a thing that happens on Saturdays in, like, middle school and high school. And you have a group, and you go and you perform something and get judged on it. And some of it is, like, debate, but some of it is, like,
what are you describing?
Monologue. Someone's gonna say it, and I'm gonna know it. What is it?
Sometimes Mal's made
It's not musical. It's mostly, like, drama-y stuff. But I did do solo and ensemble. Brandon knows what I'm talking about. It's not speech and debate, but some schools have that and not the other thing.
Everyone has collectively forgotten...
Forensics! Thank you, Rainy Days! Yes, forensics.
Wait,
that's what I did.
Forensics?
Yes.
What? That's the name... That's not... What? That's such a strange name for that.
I know, isn't it?
If you told me that you took forensics in high school, I would assume that you're going into CSI.
Is there a good way to describe it? Because I'm, like, pulling from over 10 years back.
What? Exactly. Forensics is science with investigating crime. Like, why would you call it forensics?
So forensics is sometimes called speech. Like, you perform something and get graded on it. It's like solo and ensemble, but there's different categories like acting and, like, poems, and you compete.
Coffee.
And there's improv. See, Carly and I were both in forensics. In fact, I think one year we performed together. And then she really wanted to, like, be in charge of that where she's teaching, but they don't have a forensics program in that area. Mm-hmm. So she's doing speech and debate, I think.
I mean, it sounds like something
or she wants to.
It sounds like something I would have liked, but we didn't, you know.
Yeah, there's another name for it, too. Because when I was in college, I was on the panel and did the judging for it at my university. Is it Dream? No.
Dream?
No, what is it? What's the other one for that? Someone's gonna know it.
I don't know. It took a bit for us to get to...
Forensics? Yeah.
Forensics.
There's another one. Destination Imagination? Is that it? Is that it? Let me know if someone says something. I'll look it up.
This is all so foreign to me. You don't even know. I think I've talked before about how in my high school we had to have an elective, but the only elective offered was choir. Therefore, you had to do choir.
Yep, it's DI.
Destination Imagination.
Yeah.
There was a year that we had drama, but I think actually when we had drama, it was before we had drama in 9th grade, and we only had it for half the year, and then the drama teacher left, and then that was it. and we didn't have any other choice because the only other thing was choir. So there was a time, some of the people that graduated before me had the option and took drama nonstop, but I only had half a year of drama. So, yearbook wasn't an elective. No. No, I don't think so. Like, it was. Like, not everyone was on yearbook. But I had to do choir. So why did I don't know. I mean it when I say the only option was choir, though. It sucked. I took it. I remember the choir teacher not liking me for some reason. It's probably warranted. Anyway, 500 bits from my now spell comment says Stephen plays Shakespeare in the Park. Trying to think if I know enough of anything to try and do that. Probably not. I had to do a soliloquy from Shakespeare in high school for something, but I don't remember what it was. Hamlet? Probably Hamlet. It's probably Hamlet. But I don't remember what it was about. Something about getting stabbed? Does Hamlet get stabbed? Does Hamlet stab? Someone stabs someone. That's like every Shakespeare play, right? Like everyone gets stabbed. Is it before? That was before guns? Is that why Shakespeare never used a gun? Because they didn't exist yet? I don't know. Someone stabs someone.
Alas, poor Stephen.
Does Hamlet stab is a good phrase. That should be on a shirt.
Yet you can't remember who gets stabbed or who does the stabbing.
No, I can't. All that stuff bled together. And it's all written in Old English, and it's hard to read. It did not leave a lasting impression, as one may expect. I'm trying to recall here. I'm doing my best for everyone. Hamlet has a wife. There's a brother. Hamlet's brother wants to take the throne, and Hamlet's like, nah. And Hamlet's brother, the wife. The wife has a knife under her pillow and stabs Hamlet's brother. Macbeth is another word that I know. Is that Macbeth? Maybe I'm thinking of Macbeth. I don't know. Also, I don't know if I've ever read Hamlet, so maybe it's not Hamlet. Is Hamlet like a page long? Is Hamlet the one that's like super short?
No,
it's like a Edgar Allan Poe poem, and that's it. That's like the entire extent. It's like, I came upon a midnight dreary. My wife got a knife and stabbed my brother because he wanted the throne. Nevermore, nevermore. And that's the entirety of Hamlet. But I don't remember Macbeth. Macbeth is like something. You know, I had a friend that did Shakespeare in the Park. Like, legit was good at it.
Like the legit Shakespeare in the Park in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it for many years. I guess he's probably not doing it now.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, if you've ever walked through, what's the park?
Central Park?
Central Park. Yeah, if you've ever walked through Central Park in New York, there's a good chance you saw my friend. Will. Anyway.
Different Will.
Yeah, different Will. Will Barnett, I believe. Anyway, where was I? Having good fun. 300 bits from Dr. Robotnik. The head of acting at the college I was going to before I got sick was big in the stage fighting scene in Texas, and they made it a big part of the curriculum. This would be the year I would be doing a lot of that, but hopefully I'll get back before too long. The whole theater staff at University of Houston is awesome. It's really cool whenever they can specialize in things like that. I think stage fighting is neat. And it also scares me, because there is that chance of like, whoops, swung a little to the right.
When I was in color guard, we had
broke your
sabers.
jaw. Sabers?
Yeah.
Oh, like the fencing?
Yeah, but they're for tossing, for color guard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And one year, the drama department got into our color guard cabinet, which was locked. Not sure who they got the key from. Took our sabers and used them to fight on stage for a production and destroyed them.
Oh.
They were all beat up. They were not sharpened probably. No, they weren't. But they did destroy our color guard sabers.
Well, sorry.
People are like, wait, you were in color guard? Yeah, I was captain for 3 years out of the 4 I was in it in high school.
Color guard captain, 2003, 2004.
3, 4, no.
4, 5, 6.
Well, 6 was when I graduated, so yeah.
4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. Because it would have been sophomore year, would have been 3 and 4.
Yeah. Anyway, 300 Votes from Shy says, so Mallory, have you heard of a little-known game called Kill It With Fire? Think you'd get a real experience out of it. Stephen can tell you all about it.
I know of it. I haven't played it yet.
Did they send you a key? Sometimes they send you keys.
Sometimes. I don't remember.
It's fun. I liked the concept. It's slower than the trailer shows. Because it has to be, otherwise the game would be over in 6 minutes. But it's cute. A little frightening.
Wizard grad student says, man, you did a lot in high school. Yeah. I mean, I was also in ballet, and I taught dance to the little kids, and I also had a part-time job, and I was in band, so we had pep band all the time. What else did I do?
See, the school
I was in French club for a bit.
The school was always trying to get me to do basketball. And I was like, no, chumps. Gonna get me to stay after school at the school and do a sport. No way.
Your band class had to do pep band? Yes. We had to be there on Friday night football as our grade, and then when it was basketball season, we had to be there sometimes twice a week in the evenings for basketball games.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You were busy.
And we weren't like one of those field marching bands. We did do a show 3 times a year on the football field, so we weren't one of like those marching bands. But we did a lot. My band teacher really loved John Philip Sousa.
See, you were doing all of your stuff within the school system. Because I did a lot, but
ballet was the only thing I did that was outside of school.
And I guess your job.
Well, yeah, of course. Working at Culver's was not part of school.
There was a Culver's right in the school. Right in the school. Because all the stuff that a lot of the things that I did in high school, because we made a lot of videos, but we always did that on the weekends, obviously. Mm-hmm. There was very few times I did stuff within school.
Edgar says, that's Wisconsin for you. I was in, the official class name was Ethnic Music Ensemble, but all we did was play polkas and waltzes, because my band teacher was part of a very famous Wisconsin polka band, and he basically just gave us all their music, and we made a class out of it, and played polka music, and put on a performance with, like, root beer in a keg, and Black Forest cake, and maybe brats. I don't remember what we all served, but it was cool. And then we performed it at Solon Ensemble, and I got to introduce us in German, because I was the only one who knew any German.
You were busy. You had a pretty incredible high school career, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
You did a lot.
Yeah. Carly did more. She was in sports and all sorts of things. I was not in sports.
I just didn't want to be physically at the school. That was my big thing. Like, they wanted me to play sports, and, like, I didn't want to play sports for a lot of reasons, but, like, I just didn't want to be at the school. I was like, I want to go home. Like, I don't want to be here. This is the place I don't want to be.
My school was set up really well to have activities taken care of during the school day. For example, on Wednesdays...
So wait, your things happen during, like, school hours?
A lot of them.
Get out.
For example, and I don't know if my high school is still this way, but it was when I went, color guard was after school, and obviously pep band was during the sports games, but on Wednesdays we had a late start. We started at like 9:30 on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And then we got done at like 1:32. And then the time after that, because the morning time where we started late was teacher time, where they would have meetings and stuff.
Teacher time.
And then Wednesday afternoons, if you were failing any class, you were required to go to that teacher's classroom to, like, make up work or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you weren't failing, you were allowed to go home. But that's also the time a lot of clubs would meet, because, like, my school is kind of preppy. And so, like, most people would be like, oh, I can go to a meeting every Wednesday because I'm not going to be failing. So we would have meetings then for like, what else was I part of?
Jesus.
Amnesty International. We used to write letters to our state congress all the time. I got letters back from my congressman for the letters I wrote.
This is the Mao Power Hour. Anyway, I should probably move on. Really, you outdid me in high school. Like I put the yearbook together, and I'm willing to take credit for a large majority of it. I have no problem doing that. But beyond that, like, I tried to get out of there.
Yeah.
I went home and worked on RPG Maker games, so that was fun. And then on the weekends, me and Austin and Justin went and like made videos, and that was more fun. Like, stay in school and come play sports. I'm like, no, please play sports. You're tall. I'm like, so I want to go home and make RPG Maker games, and then I did. Anyway, 334 bits from Aldo says, I did a monologue once. Steven, you film yourself doing monologues every day.
Coffee.
True. I do sometimes wish that I had the, like I could go back and do, like that Shakespearean monologue or whatever, right? Like I could do that with the knowledge that I have now. Because, like, I feel like I'm fairly good at speaking now. Mao might say debatable. But, like, if I really need to be, I can.
Yeah.
And I can speak fairly well and for a long period of time without needing to figure things out. I can do the speaking sometimes. Please don't make me say thermodynamics. But it would be nice to go back in time and be like, oh look, now here is Steven doing a monologue with 10 years of public speaking experience. It'd probably go better. Maybe a little bit. 30 bits from Dr. Robotnik says the forensics teacher at our school hated theater.
They were very separate in my school too.
So it was like a contest.
No, there'd be some kids in forensics who were in drama, but not always. Because I wasn't in drama, but I did forensics.
Did anyone in the forensics department ever say, why is this called forensics?
No, but I remember wondering that.
Because as someone who just learned about it moments ago, why is it called forensics?
Someone said, and I saw it scroll by, and it was a long time ago, so don't bother scrolling up trying to find it. They'll repost it for us. And, like, forum comes from a Greek word, like to speak in front of people. And that's kind of what forensics, the drama part, was.
Well, then why do we call the crime scene stuff forensics?
Because it has to do with, like, presenting evidence to a court.
Okay, well that's making a little bit more sense. Good God. Also 500 from Dr. Robotnik. Hamlet is 5 acts. You mean 5 paragraphs? Which one is the one that's like a sheet? Oh, am I thinking of Stephen King's The Mist? Because it's a short story? Because, like, most of Stephen King's works are like novels, but
Shakespeare did write poems.
Stephen King did do The Mist, which was a short story. I might be confusing that with Shakespeare. Listen, guys. It's really hard because there's a lot of, like, things in the world. And, like, you can't remember all of them. You can't. You really gotta, like, pick and choose. And my brain has not chosen Shakespeare. It has not. It has actively denied that information from being retained. Like, there's been occasions where, like, that has entered into my knowledge database, and my brain has been like, get out. What are you doing? We only want fine dining and breathing. That's it.
Fine dining. Waffle House.
Listen, if you can't remember, if the only thing we want to recall is our hash brown order and color theory. That's it. Everything else can get out.
What was the Adult Swim short that we watched like 2 days ago? That you found hilarious?
Oh, it was
over my
very
head?
funny to me. It was about codecs. It was a stupid video. I-frames and P-frames and B-frames. Anyway, edit in ProRes and export in H.264. Bye. That's great. I see you, Sparks. Not acknowledge. I'm gonna fix that for Thomas. 23 months from Jay, who says, good morning, hope you guys are well. We are. Things are going pretty good. I'm having a nice morning. Also, my eye migraine is finally gone.
Good. I mean, you had the coffee, so it was probably starting to help.
Well, it only left in about the last 30 seconds.
Okay.
But it started center and then went out,
Yeah.
so I could read again. Pain in the butt. Hey, next month, not only does Jay hit 24 months, but it'll be a golden sub. Neat. Anyway, 500 bits from I know how to spell calm. Hamlet is essentially the plot of Lion King. Hamlet equals Simba. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like...
The plot of Lion King.
I'm like, Hamlet goes to live amongst Timon and Pumbaa. There must be more to it than that.
No.
Anyway, I gotta try and wrap up before 11. 500 bits from Calico, who says, oh man, breakfast, nice. Yeah. Agreed, breakfast is nice. I need a little more breakfast, but I'll get it after this. 300 bits from White Wolf. When I was in high school, I was on drumline in the Orc Dorks Orchestra. Would always mess with the percussion instruments. I cannot tell you how many times I had to replace all the glockenspiel keys, but the worst was during marching season. They would stab holes in our drum heads. Why? That's so malicious. Why would you destroy things?
There would be lots of trouble in my school if that had happened.
That's like the sign of a sociopath. Anyway, like I think to some degree, people get some level of pass, like in high school for some things. But there's like a certain line where you're like, hey, what are you doing? Stop. Anyway, 300 bits from Dark Nature XD. My jazz teacher wanted to make a band called the Cowboy Hard Hats, but nobody has a hard hat like that. Or nobody has a hat like that. The cowboy. So like a hard hat, but in the shape of a cowboy hat? They'd have to have hats custom made. The most expensive part wouldn't be the instruments. It would be having hard hats molded into cowboy shapes. Now that you've said it, though, I want one. 300 bits from Shy. In my high school, you're required to take some sort of art elective. Luckily, orchestra counted for that, so I was covered. The orchestra, band, and choir share soundproof kind of practice rooms that also had IMAX in them. Junior, senior year, I would just go in during lunch and not so sneakily watch anime. This really pissed off the band teacher, who didn't believe I was even a music student, so I always tried to use the rooms where the computer wasn't easily visible from the windows. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, that reminds me. When I was in high school and I was going home and making those RPG Maker games, I finally got a demo ready, and I brought it to school and I installed it on all of the school computers. I didn't ask permission because, well, why? But it was great. It was great because I made the game that I made was it was about the class, and everyone in the class was playable. Like the game it was a really cool idea. The game starts, and you start inside the classroom. All of the students are there, and then over the intercom in the game, they're like, "Hey, so and so, please send a student to the office. We need help with something." And then you control the teacher, and you go to the student you want to play as, and then you say, "Will you go to the office?" And then that's your character. So you had like however many characters. It was a really neat concept. And then you go do this first mission, and then at the end of the first mission, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna need help." So then you go back to the classroom and you choose your second party member. It was neat. It was neat. They did not yell at me for installing it on all of the computers. I did not get in trouble. Probably because I had a super good relationship with the computer teacher. It was during a keyboarding class, and like I was the best at typing. So like I finished all of my lessons weeks in advance and I had nothing to do. And one day I came in and just did it. I also installed Photoshop on the computers. They were cool with it. It was fine. No problems. Anyway, hearing bits from Cather 9 streams. And I want to share this since Mao was talking about band. In high school, I was in marching band and played trumpet. I also have asthma. Ironically, I was the one who supported the trumpets volume-wise, and every parent in the stands knew I was on the field that, since they could hear me. The directors never got into me for that. I like trumpet. I like a trumpet.
One of my good friends played trumpet and was that person for the trumpet section, like the loud person, and like she was always front and center for all the trumpet stuff. And
yeah, my dad is a trumpet. My dad played trumpet in high school. He still has his. 300 bits from Grabobly. I just woke up on the West Coast and still get to see some breakfast stream live. Yeah, for another like 2 minutes, but still it counts. Real quick reminders. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, Breath of the Wild. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Kirby Fighters 2. We'll be playing a little Kirby Fighters on Saturday. And,
the other thing you wanted to mention was mail.
yeah, knock on wood, I have mail. I'm going to try very hard to get that out today. I have it. It is in my possession. July mail is ready. It's a good one, too. July and August mail are both really good. I'm going to release July today. Again, unless something goes terribly awry. And then August next week. So, and we'll see about vlogs today. We'll see. I don't want to guarantee that yet, because I'm doing stuff. I recorded Mario yesterday, but I'm going to record a little more Mario today. So if I have time, then I'll also work on vlogs, but we'll see. Yeah. And with that, pardon, we're all set. Thank you for joining us. I had a long one today, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to reminisce about some old stuff. I'd like to spend more time talking about some of the high school stuff on another breakfast stream. Because I know some people are asking why I had so much authority in the computer room. And I did. I was taken very seriously. That was when we had, admittedly, that was when we had this one computer teacher I was really good buddies with. He got replaced, and the guy that they brought in was a former government IT guy, and he had things. Like, he was very strict. And me and him had a good relationship, but everything got locked down. Like, everything, he had a very specific system for every little thing, and I was like, oh, I can't do this sort of thing anymore. So, yeah. Because I remember he had, like, reformatted everything, and they had new computers or something, and I wanted to bring Photoshop back. And he was like, well, I can't let you install software. And I was like, is the school going to buy Photoshop? And he's like, you have to take that up with, administration. So I actually talked to administration, and they did. It was Elements. But it still worked. Chaz, we will have to tell stories next time. For instance, this story. Gosh darn it, fine. I understand. Before 11, we have to stop. Thanks for watching, folks. See you tomorrow at, what time did I say?
The time it always is.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Sparks. One final Thomas. Two final Thomases. Certainly he has blessed us with his presence. Thank you, Danny X6. God. Why are there still alerts coming? Listen. We have... Hold on. Hey. We have to end the show now. Stop the show. 500 bits from my now spoke on. Grandpa Simpson strikes again. It's 11 o'clock. That's cutoff time. It's the rules. It's the rules. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. All right. So now that
Chaz makes the rules.
Oh my God. Thomas, stop. Thomas, what are you doing? What are you? You can't. Sparks and Danny continue to make Thomas bounce. Oh, I don't like that I said that. You know what I mean. 100 bits also from Robotnik and 500 from Greg Robley, who's reminding us never challenge the chat. I'm not challenging anybody. It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. This isn't a challenge. We're not having a war. This isn't. What are you doing? This isn't
Thomas
a battle.
is here now.
Thomas! Thomas, you're here. Thomas, you can roll the beans, Thomas. Thomas, you can roll the beans. We rolled them once, but we'll let you roll them. Thomas, just roll the beans. We're not going to show the entirety of the beans again, but Thomas, you get a chance to roll the beans. We've all waited for you, Thomas. This whole time. It did happen earlier. You can roll them, and then we'll end the stream. You can have double beans, the legendary double beans, Thomas. And then we have to leave, Thomas. It's 11. It's illegal. Do you want to save your bean rolling? You can have it on Tuesday. You just have to be here to roll them. You're owed 1 bean roll.
I want to save it. He says.
Okay. Sparks and Danny continuing to bring Thomas's face to the forefront, and Cobalt laughing all the way with a ha. All right. Oh my God. Everything's Sparks. Listen. We have all had a wonderful breakfast stream, and now
Coffee.
we are going to stop. We're gonna stop. Thank you. Thomas, your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to have to we're not going to post screen. We're just gonna have to kill it. We're just gonna have to kill it. Thank you to Sparks and Danny for making sure that I'll think about Thomas's face all day. It's not a bad thing. Thomas is great. Cobalt pushing for beans with the 500 bits. And then 300 bits from item crafting says, to bean or not to bean, that is the question. I'm going to kill it now. Make sure all of you watch out for anyone who studied Doctorology. Can I roll them? You said you wanted to wait! You can't go changing your... Thomas! You can't go... I'm ending the stream. I'm doing it. We'll see you tomorrow. What time? 8 p.m. God, I don't even know. I'm doing it. Button. Where's the button? Where's the button? Here's the button. Goodbye.